Alright, before I start, I wanted to ask you guys a few questions. How many of you guys have electronic devices that you can access the internet, or like cell phones, iPads? How many of you guys have that? Alright. How many of you guys use things like Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok? I know all those apps. Yeah, Snapchat? You guys use all of them? Okay, and how many of you see a lot of people that you're like, oh, I wish I could be her, or I wish I could do that, or I wish I could be like that, or look like that? Okay. So something that we see nowadays is a lot of youth and younger people, as well as older people, are comparing themselves to things that aren't necessarily real. So the pictures that you guys see on social media are most likely photoshopped, which means that they've made alterations to the photo to make them smaller, tanner, their face clear to where they have no acne, and things like that. And so a lot of people are comparing themselves to those, and they're starting to have really bad feelings about themselves and everything like that, when in reality what they're looking at isn't even real. Have you guys ever had a time where you guys have looked at a picture or looked at something online and been like, wow, I really want to look like her, or I want to be able to do that, but I can't, and it kind of makes me feel bad? Yeah. Well, don't feel alone. A lot of people feel that way. I get that way as well. There are researchers out there actually researching a percentage of how many people get affected by the social media posts that everyone posts. So for example, some of the most popular apps and social media platforms that everyone views nowadays is Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, sometimes Snapchat, kind of. Most of the time when you're on Snapchat, you are sending pictures and videos back and forth with friends, so you're not necessarily comparing yourself, but you may be. And oftentimes those aren't edited, unless you guys have the filter on, but that one's a little bit on the lower scale. But and then as well as TikTok, those videos and things, they are edited and cut to where it makes the person look completely different or seem completely different. And then as well as YouTube, those videos are edited. They're not necessarily edited to make someone look, like physically look a different way, but they are set up to where you're only seeing certain parts of their lives. So you may think that someone is super, super happy all the time, where it may be the complete opposite, and maybe they have a lot of bad days, but they only film the good times, so that's all you see. So there's a lot of things going on on social media that is making young people and older people and middle-aged people be more persuaded and get into the mindset of certain beauty standards or physical appearance standards. And it has become a big, big problem here in the US specifically, especially with the growing numbers of obesity and stuff like that. There's a lot of people who are looking onto these social media sites, seeing these edited pictures and videos and whatnot, and they are just making themselves feel terrible. So a way to work around that is, not looking at those pictures or accounts that are very edited. Maybe when you identify it, maybe either unfollow them or not watch their videos, and maybe look onto videos and profiles that are more realistic. There's a lot of people out there that are trying to combat the beauty standards that these photoshopping pictures and Photoshop pictures and videos and stuff are putting out there. And then also on the topic of photoshopping, there's an app out there. There's multiple apps out there that you can Photoshop your picture with, so anybody can do it. It doesn't necessarily mean it's right, it doesn't necessarily mean it's wrong. But if you guys do decide to Photoshop your pictures, just understand that someone that's the same age as you, or maybe older or something, they're going to see that and they're going to be like, wow, I really want to be like her. But they're not seeing your truest self. And everyone's beautiful just the way they are, or handsome, or whatever it may be. So you guys don't need to Photoshop. Focus on things that aren't Photoshopped. Usually you should be able to identify them pretty easily. When they're really scrunched in the middle and all of that stuff, or sometimes the pictures get distorted when they manipulate them, so you should be able to identify it. Focus on things that are real and don't compare yourselves to anybody at all. You guys are all beautiful, and just know that the beauty standards that are put on by social media are not realistic, and what's real is that everyone is beautiful in their own way. Do you guys have any questions or anything? No? Alright. Have you guys seen certain beauty standards that are more, maybe more popular? Do you guys know?
One time I saw this girl on YouTube. She got so much plastic surgery that she looked like a living Barbie doll, and she was really skinny and she had a lot of makeup.
Yeah, that's very popular. A lot of people get plastic surgery or cosmetic surgery to look a certain way because they want to look a way that something else looks like. So she wanted to look like a Barbie, which isn't realistic, to be honest. So people can do that if that's what makes them feel good, but it's not real, so you guys don't need to compare yourselves. Ella, did you have a question? Okay.
What if someone says that this is a real photo of themselves, but they really did Photoshop it?
Well, if they say that it's a real photo, but they actually Photoshopped it, maybe it's just their way of hiding insecurities, and maybe they're insecure about themselves. So maybe try, and especially if you really, really know that it's Photoshopped, try boosting their spirits on how they look. Tell them they're pretty, tell them they're handsome, whatever it may be, and boost their spirits on how they feel, and then maybe you'll start to see a decrease in the edited photos. Okay? Does anyone else have any questions or anything? Alright. Well, I hope you guys still have fun on all your social media, but remember that there are Photoshop pictures. There's a lot of them, and there's a lot of edits on life as itself on the social media world. So don't compare yourselves. You guys are all beautiful. Everyone's beautiful in their own way, and I hope you guys see that. All right? Thank you guys. Bye.